pray. Kneeling low, hear what we say. Freedom calls in every tone. Faith is built on hearts of stone. Vibes so raw, can't hide the truth. Words so sharp, they cut right through. Real talk for the soul's appeal. Prayers rise up the wounds they heal. Lift our voices to the sky. A righteous perspective high. On this path we won't back down. For the Father wears the crown. Each step brings another fight. Breaking chains, we're seeking light. Voice of power won't be tamed. With His love, we're never ashamed. Lift our voices to the sky. A righteous perspective high. On this path we won't back down. For the Father wears the crown. From the ashes we shall rise. Hope is found deep in our eyes. Every word a battle cry. With the Father none deny.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to ARP in the morning. I am your host, Wise, and I appreciate you guys pulling up, man. Happy Monday to you guys. I hope you all had a great weekend. Hey, the show on Friday was fire. Fuego. 3 hours, man, phenomenal. Shout out to my panelists that pulled up, man, and hung out with us for 3 hours on Friday. It was phenomenal. Shout out to my guy Jason over at the J Witt podcast. Shout out to Minister Denzel over at Probe Analysis and Crystal Beyond Labels, Crystal from Crystal Beyond Labels. Shout out to them. We'll be doing this on a Friday to Friday basis, Lord willing. And it was great, man. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a good time. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Hit that like button for me if you have not done so already. I'm going to go over here to the chat real quick, show some love to my folks in the chat. Appreciate you guys pulling up this morning. We got a pretty good show today. You've seen the thumbnail, you've seen the title. We got a good amount to get into. And we are going to do that here in a quick second. Shout out to Sugar Shane. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Shout out to my guy Hunter. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. He always starts us off with a nice Bible verse to get things started. So let's go there. It says, for everyone born of God overcomes the world. This is the victory that has overcome the world, even our faith. 1 John chapter 5, verse 4. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate you always getting us started off properly. What's going on, Marla? How you doing this morning? What's going on? What up, Lori Addison? How you doing this morning, sister? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. What's going on with you? Who else we got up in here? We got Toy Mafia in the building. What's up, Vanessa? How you doing this morning? Uh-oh. We got to show Vanessa some love. Says, great morning to you, Wise and ARP family. We're celebrating 27 years of Marriage Friday. And I give all glory to Jesus Christ. Blessings. Man, you guys are blessed. 27 years. That is phenomenal. That is awesome, man. Happy anniversary to you guys, you and your husband. Happy anniversary to you all, man. God bless you. That is awesome. 27 years. We should all be so lucky. We should all be so lucky. Man, that is a blessing. What up, Dagny Taggart? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. We got a Sundance Trish. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Cool Ramon, what's going on with you, brother? Hope all is well. Kevin Caldwell in the building. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you pulling up. Nelly, what's going on? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Who else we got up in here early? All right, we got Angela Montgomery, New Jersey in the house. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up. Who else we got up in here? What's going on, Michelle? How you doing this morning? Appreciate you pulling up. Hope all is well with you. Hope all is well. Let's see, who else we got up in here? All right, man. Well, RJ Hudson in the building. Shout out to you. Shout out to Sky and Boss. Appreciate you pulling up. Florida in the building. South Cat in the building. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. What up, Dion? How you doing this morning? Happy Monday to you as well. What up, Leslie Aaron? Appreciate you pulling up. What up, Mark? How's it going this morning? Seattle in the house. What's going on? We got Brian Gable in the building. Indiana in the house. What up? What up? We got JJ O'Hara in the building. North Cat in the building. Shout out to you. All right. That's what's up, man. That is what's up. If you are pulling up for the first time, man, and this is your first time in the live stream, in the chat, so forth and so on, please let us know so we can properly welcome you. What's going on, Natural Beauty? Appreciate you pulling up. We got Fergie Code in the building. What up, Melissa? Appreciate you pulling up this morning. We got Oscar Madison in the house. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Oh, cool, Ramon. You out of North Cac too? Jahada, North Carolina. Where is that at? I've never heard of Jahada, North Carolina. Where is that at? In reference to one of the bigger cities, in North Carolina. What's up, Amy? How you doing this morning? Ohio in the house. What up, Donald Lovejoy? Appreciate you pulling up. Colorado in the building. We got Okie Angel. Shout out to you. We got Allie Summers in the building. We got Ron the Don Smith. You guys in these names. We got Linda Horn in the house. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Angela said Friday's show was so good it didn't seem like 3 hours. Hey, it didn't feel like 3 hours to me either. It really didn't. It was I thought it was a really, really good show. I thought it was. And it seemed like the time flies. But time flies. You know, when you have a good conversation, you got good people. Time flies, man. It really does. It really does. All right. What up, Erica? How's it going? We got George Santiago in the house. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up. What's up, Amethyst Angel? Appreciate you pulling up this morning, sister. Hope all is well. Appreciate you pulling up. All right. All right. We got Queen Beehive in the building. Shout out to you. Thank you very much for pulling up this morning. Rosa Pollard, appreciate you pulling up this morning. Davenport, Florida in the building. We got Atlanta since 82. Appreciate you pulling up. First Live. Y'all make sure y'all show them some love. Atlanta since 82. Y'all make sure y'all show the brother some love. Appreciate you pulling up this morning, brother. Appreciate you pulling up. Hope all is well. We got Jeff out of the Philippines. Shout out to you. 12-hour difference. All right. That's what's up. That is what's up. Wow. All right. Uh-oh. Oh, Billy W. You like that, huh? Booker T. One of my favorites. One of my favorites. You know, change it up just a little bit. I was telling my guy, I was like, hey, man, I'm going to change things up in the background just a little bit. Not too crazy, but just a little bit. You know, as you can see, we threw the flag over on the other side. We got Booker T right here. Hey, first book right here. We got the Word of God right here. Right here. As you can see, it is used. As you can see, it does get read, just so you guys know. Changing it up a little bit. But appreciate you guys pulling up, man. Hey, Atlanta since 82. Where you located down there in the A? We're at which side of town? We got Timothy Rickner in the house, Tucson in the building. Shout out to you. Bucket List Traveler, appreciate you pulling up. Appreciate you pulling up. Got a conservative out of Southern California. Yeah, not a lot of y'all down there. Not a lot. I know y'all out there, but not a lot. Uh-oh. We got what is it? Ken K. Woods out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Okay. Okay. I see you. Knoxville. All right. Yeah. Y'all know that's my birthplace right there. I was born in Knoxville, lived there for the first 11 years of my life. My grandma lives there, my uncle lives there. I got a lot of family in Knoxville. I was just in Knoxville, I guess at this point, I guess maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. At this point, appreciate you pulling up, man. That's what's up. Knoxville in the building. What up, Kristen Knight? Appreciate you pulling up. Raleigh, North Cac in the house. We got Karen Mag, the Florida Panhandle, or as some folks call it, Lower Alabama. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. All righty. Yeah, all right. Cincinnati in the house. All right, so let's get the show started, man. What up, Quincy? What's going on, Quincy? Appreciate you pulling up. Texas in the building. All right. Oh, he said South Fulton. Okay, South Fulton. All right. Raised in Ben Hill. Okay, you real Atlanta. Just relocated from Gwinnett. Okay, that's what's up. That is what's up. Yeah, that's my other stumping grounds. You know, the Metro. You know, when we moved from Tennessee, when we moved down to Georgia, I was in Lithonia, Stone Mountain, Decatur. My grandma lived in Decatur. We lived in Lithonia, Stone Mountain, almost on the border of Decatur. You know, if you know, you know. And all my family, my parents still live there. Like my intermediate family lives down there. My brother, my sister, my parents, they live down there. But I got a lot of family all throughout Tennessee, between Knoxville, Nashville, and then we're kind of scattered, you know, a little bit all over the place. You know, at this point, at the younger people my generation and younger, we've kind of scattered around the country at this point, you know, for opportunities and things of that nature. So, you know, it kind of is what it is what it is. But do appreciate you guys pulling up this morning. Make sure you hit that like button for me. Make sure you hit that like button for me if you haven't done so already. Super chat, super thanks. We greatly appreciate it. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel, supporting the show. What's going on, B? B says she on a road trip. All right. Be safe out there on the road, B. Be safe out there, all right? Be safe. You know, we don't want anything crazy happening. We need you over here. But yeah, appreciate you guys, man. Like I said, super chat, super thanks, greatly appreciate it. Shout out to all my ARP family members. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate you guys. Merch store is open. Hey, Post Woke America t-shirt. It is available for men and women. Go check it out. The hoodie is out there as well. The Pray Don't Worry, it's out there as well. So you can go and comment, man, support the channel, go get you some merch. It's right there in the daggone description box. And you'll probably see it somewhere also on the channel itself. Shout out to you guys, man, and appreciate, I think we already had at least one person already purchased a shirt, man. So that is freaking phenomenal. So I do appreciate you guys supporting the channel. So we got that going. It's been a long time coming, but we got it done. Designs and everything is all, you know, taken care of. So we got them up, we got it running. So, please go ahead and support the channel in that way. You know what I'm saying? And if you do get a shirt, man, take a picture. We are going to do a giveaway. That was the other thing that I was going to mention. I'm going to give a shirt. I think we'll do it. We'll start on Fridays. I got to figure out a way of how I'm going to go about doing it. But for my folks that, you know, that watch the channel, you got to be in the live chat. I'll probably toss a question out there or something along those lines. And then we'll let the Blues figure out who's the first person, you know, to answer said question or whatever the case may be. We'll get it figured out. But yeah, it is weird, B, that the names hadn't gone back to the handles. That's really weird. I don't know what's going on with YouTube right now, but hopefully they'll get that figured out pretty quickly. Hopefully. Yeah, because it's weird. I'm used to seeing you guys in one way, and then I kind of got things memorized, and now I'm seeing you guys, you know, in a different way. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. But I do appreciate you guys supporting the channel, and just pulling through and rocking with your guy for a little bit. So we're gonna get things started. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Blues, if you could give me a like button check. Super chat, super thanks, merch store, ARP family members, or join the ARP family. Support the channel. We fighting the uphill battle over here. All my blues, I'm gonna take care of y'all. I'm gonna need to get some information from y'all, but my blues, I'm gonna take care of y'all. All right, so y'all don't have to worry about it. And then we're gonna do a giveaway. I think this Friday. We want to make sure that at least one of you guys, get a Pray Don't Worry t-shirt. We'll make that happen. Man. So appreciate you guys, man. We're gonna get things going. Hit that like button, and without further ado, yeah, we got the lady cut tees as well. They are in there. So let's get it going.
Administration is arguably the most influential this century, and probably as well dating back a good portion of the last century as well. Love it, like it, lump it. Trump is remaking in the United States of America. Let's talk about tariffs first, right? There's all this talk that Donald Trump always chickens out when it comes to tariffs. No tacos for Trump. The effective tariff rate, get this, it's 18%, the highest since the FDR administration in the 1930s, up from, get this, just 2% last year. From just 2% last year, we're talking about an effective tariff rate level, get this, 9 times as high this year than last year. But it's not just on tariffs, which of course Donald Trump ran on, in which you're seeing a tremendously influential presidency. What about immigration? Of course, Trump ran and has always run on a very hawkish immigration platform. Get this, 2025 net migration in the United States down at least 60%.
Gotta stop it. All right, so let's get into it, man. So believe it or not, this is wild. I mean, I don't think this is something that you would have. I don't think this was on your 2025 bingo card. That CNN is starting to give the president some credit. CNN, of all places. Not that we care that much what CNN has to say. We know that they are extremely biased. We know that they are a propaganda arm for the Democrat Party. We know that. But in a recent segment, they actually made the case that the Trump administration, President Trump, might be the most influential president of the century, and possibly even dating back to the tail of last century. I mean, it's shocking. I was surprised when I saw this. I was surprised. But when you look at the policies, the court appointments, the economic shifts, I mean, it's getting harder and harder for these folks, for the critics, to ignore it. It's getting harder and harder for them to ignore it.
What about immigration? Of course, Trump ran and has always run on a very hawkish immigration platform. Get this, 2025 net migration in the United States down at least 60% from last year. In fact, we may be heading for the first time in at least 50 years in which we have net negative migration into the United States. And last year, of course, in 2024, the net migration in the U.S. was 2.8 million. This year, we might be talking about negative net migration. My goodness gracious. Now, of course, this is part of a larger story, as I was mentioning. We're talking about immigration, net migration. We're talking about the effective tariff rate. But get this, how is Donald Trump doing it? Well, he is signing a ton of executive orders. Get this, 180, the most in a year since Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Oh, my goodness, you have to go back to the first half of the 20th century, the last century. And to make a comparison, Joe Biden signed, get this, just 77 during his entire first year. And we're only a little bit in August so far. And Donald Trump making history with 180 executive orders signed so far this year. So that's why I said that in my mind, Donald Trump is the most influential president of this century, and probably dating back a good portion of the last century. That is because he is remaking the country in terms of tariffs. He is remaking the country in terms of net migration, and he is remaking the country in terms of how much policy changes he's putting through in executive orders. As I said, it truly is history making. Love it, like it, or lump it.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm shocked. I was shocked when I saw this. I'm shocked. I'm also shocked that Harry Enton still has a job. but I'm glad he does because it shouldn't be this hard to admit when something's working. That's why in the video that I put out yesterday when Charlemagne was on the Laura Trump show, and he was saying that Trump failed or Trump is failing, and she starts going down the list, and he was like, "Oh yeah." A lot of these people, man, they just can't admit the winning, and there is a lot of winning happening. Again, think about the work that the president is putting in. It feels like he's been in office for a year, even though it's only been about, 6.5, 7 months or so. I mean, the thing is that this is how you lose credibility. When everybody can see the truth, but yet you still get on a public platform, national platform, and lie, that's how you lose credibility. So I would assume, that the powers to be at CNN is saying, hey, we have to be more objective. We have to be more objective. People aren't watching the show like that because they know we're not telling the truth. And the reality is this, man, whether it's NATO members, finally paying their share, illegal border crossings dropping to, man, some 50-year lows or something crazy like that, or the economy holding strong despite a rocky week. Facts are facts, man. Inflation is cooling. Trump's tariffs, they didn't cause the economic meltdown that experts warned about. And yet, admitting basic reality has become a partisan act. This is the kind of conversation we need more of. No matter your politics, if your policy is delivering results, it's okay to say, hey, delivering results, man. Delivering results. It's okay to say that, hey, it's working. The truth doesn't belong to one party. And when something works, it works. And now even CNN is being forced to admit that Trump's plan is working. And I'm 100% here for it. 100% here for it.
Noticeable increase in inflation as a result. What you see happening today is so far we're on a similar path where there's, again, no noticeable increase in inflation as a result of these tariffs. And in fact, not only that, but we put out a report a few weeks ago about how imported goods were actually getting cheaper relative to domestically produced goods.
Look at her face, man. She does not like having to report good news about the president, but really it's good news about our country. That's what I don't understand with a lot of these people. They are rooting for the president to fail, which means that they're rooting for the nation to fail. I just don't understand these people. Look at her face. Look at her face. You're supposed to be a journalist. Just report the facts. Just report the facts. The crazy thing is that, all the media, all this media spin, it just dances around the true and the real stories. The real story is that Trump's tariff pressure, it worked. It forced China and the EU to lower their own tariffs, which brought down prices on key imports. The EU deal alone locked in $750 billion with a B. It locked in $750 billion with a B in U.S. energy purchases and $600 billion in defense investments. That's what you call strategic leverage paying off. Even John Fetterman, yes, John Fetterman, he admitted that Trump won the trade war. Now, what we do know about John, he might be, one of the few sane Democrats that we do have. And I mean, I say that I'm using that term loosely, but he might be one of the few sane ones that we have in Congress right now on that side of the aisle.
Right now, Trump is winning the trade war. Do you agree with those who think he is?
I mean, absolutely. I think that, obviously what happened at the EU, and again, I'm a huge fan of Bill Maher. And I think he's really one of the oracles for my party. And he acknowledges, hey, he thought that the tariffs were going to tank the economy, and he acknowledged that it did. So, so for me, it's like, it's. I mean, again, it seems like the EU thing has been going well, and I guess we'll see how it happens with China.
Shout out to Sugar Shane with the $2 super chat. Says Crockett losing her job after Texas redistricting. Yeah. The crazy thing is, I just found out she doesn't even live in the district. How does that work? How are you representing a district you don't live in? She got to go. Shout out to Sheldon Daniels, man. Yeah, the sound was kind of low on that. My bad. Shout out to Sheldon Daniels, man. Hopefully he, out there in TX District 30, hopefully whips her tail. Hopefully. Seabergy said, is Fetterman in a collared shirt? Seabergy, you a mess. But we got to give credit where credit is due, right? We got to give credit where credit is due. Fetterman's, he's been honest. He's admitted Trump was right on trade and that the Democrats have been losing ground because they refuse to accept reality. Maybe that's why his own party isn't exactly embracing him right now. But this is also why a lot of voters respect him. He's willing to call it straight. He's willing to call it straight. And that's why, I always try to give you both sides. You deserve the full picture, not a cherry pick narrative. If Trump's wrong, hey, we're going to say it. If he's right, we're going to say that as well. Same goes for the Democrat Party. A country can't function if basic facts are off limits just because they might help the other team. And for years, we were told Trump's trade policies, it would tank the economy. Stock market crashes, runaway inflation, all of it. We were told all of that. None of it happened. And now even Fetterman is saying what's pretty obvious. Democrats misread Trump's strategy. Speaking of trade, Trump was asked in a Newsmax interview if he's winning the trade war. Of course, y'all know his answer, a confident yes. And it's not just him. You have Democrats like Bill Maher who have also admitted that the tariffs didn't crash the economy like they feared. The EU, they have budged. China's still a wild card, but the overall trajectory is a win for Trump's approach. Now, on the topic of job numbers, Trump made it clear he doesn't trust them. And to be honest, he's not alone. A lot of people don't necessarily trust what's going on with these jobs numbers. A lot of people don't.
Than expected. But the real news is there were all these massive downward revisions for both May and June. May, originally, the government said the economy added 144,000. Now, 19,000. That is a major revision. This is the biggest revisions we've seen since COVID. June was originally at 147. Now it's just at 14,000. You can see it on that bar chart there. June was the worst since December of 2020. I just talked to Joe Bruce-Willis. He's the chief economist over at RSM, and he said, this report that we just got, when you look at the July numbers and the revisions, he says this is the worst major economic report we've gotten since the end of the pandemic era.
Something's off with that. Something is off with that jobs report. Shout out to Big Mo. Appreciate you supporting the channel with the $20 super chat. Says cheers from Big Mo in Phoenix. In Phoenix wise, I hear Western Canada wants to build an oil pipeline with America. Winning. I love it. I love it. Hopefully we get them gas prices, down in the low twos, maybe even the high ones. Oh man, that would be phenomenal. Oh my goodness, that would be phenomenal. Are you kidding me? Yeah, appreciate that, man. Appreciate you, brother. But let's talk about this jobs report. Let's talk about the jobs report. So the July jobs report came out, it came out way below expectations. Only 73,000 new jobs. But that wasn't the worst part. The real bombshell was the massive downward revisions for May and June. May originally reported 144,000 jobs were added, but got slashed down to 19,000. In June, they were at 147,000. They got slashed down or got cut down to 14,000. That's a combined revision of about 258 jobs wiped off the books, the largest drop since the COVID collapse. Now, naturally, people are asking, how do you get it wrong? And I understand that these are estimates, but how do you get it that wrong? How do you go from 144 to 19? How does that work? Something smells fishy about that. And Trump responded in kind by firing the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, which was a Biden holdover, accusing her of pushing bogus data. Now, to be fair, jobs numbers, again, they're estimates and revisions. They are normal, but Trump's point is that these aren't small tweaks. These are six-figure corrections that fundamentally change the narrative. Six-figure corrections. How do you report 147,000 jobs and then you say, oh, my bad, we got it wrong. It was actually 19,000. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It really doesn't. I mean, I was born at night, but not last night. We're not that dumb, right? We're not that dumb. And the thing is that the reality of it is, you actually deserve to be fired. If you initially reported 147 and then you come back and say, oh, by the way, we got it wrong. It was 19,000. Yeah, you're not doing your job properly. Who has that big of a discrepancy is weird. Something's off with that. So yeah, she got to go. She got to go. She got to go. Trump hit her with that daggone. He went back to his old Apprentice days. You know what I'm saying? The show Apprentice. He went back. You're fired. Get up out of here. And the thing is that when it happens this often, I mean, it just starts to look less like an error and more like manipulation. And let's be real. I mean, we've seen nonpartisan AGs play politics before. DOJ, CDC, and now BLS. So when Trump fires someone for this level of failure, I mean, it's not really authoritarianism. It's accountability. Like you reported something and you're telling us that you were off in your reporting. Yeah, that means something is off, man. You're not doing your job properly. You're not doing your job at a high level. But of course, the media, the mainstream media, that is, they're flipping. They're claiming that Trump wants to cook the books like they do in Baltimore in reference to the crime statistics, like they do in so many other liberal-led cities when it comes to the crime statistics. They'll find a way to cook those books there, huh? We don't want to talk about that though, right? The reality of it is that the books, they were already cooked. He's just pulling them out of the oven. I mean, come on now. These people are, there's something else, man. They really are. Mainstream media, there's something else. And that's why people aren't watching them. That's why people aren't watching them like that anymore. That's why their views are lower than a lot of people on this platform. There's a lot of folks on YouTube right now doing better numbers than daggone CNN and MSDNC. That's a fact. That is a fact. The fact that you have people on that network still making millions of dollars is ridiculous to me. Why are y'all paying these people this much money and they're not doing numbers like that? Why are they making that type of bread, $2, $3, $4 million a year, and they're not doing numbers like that? It doesn't make sense.
Now by former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers. Larry, thank you for joining us this morning. I guess this firing of the BLS commissioner goes in the category of shocking but not surprising.
Yeah, I mean, this is way beyond anything that Richard Nixon ever did. I'm surprised that other officials have not responded by resigning themselves, as took place when Richard Nixon fired people lawlessly. This is a preposterous charge. These numbers are put together by teams of literally hundreds of people following detailed procedures that are in manuals. There's no conceivable way that the head of the BLS could have manipulated this number. The numbers are in line with what we're seeing from all kinds of private sector sources. This is the stuff of democracies giving way to authoritarianism.
There we go. The good old authoritarianism spear. You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. I mean, there's no way the numbers were cooked, right? Really? Really? The Bureau of Labor Statistics, they've been churning out questionable data for years. Questionable data for years under both Biden and right now. Remember before the 2024 election, glowing job reports, designed to boost Biden and Kamala. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? But then we turn around and we find out this time last year, they had weeks where millions of people were filing for unemployment. Weeks where millions of people were filing for unemployment. Do y'all recall that? Do y'all recall that? But they were telling us that the economy was great. They're bringing in all these jobs. If they're bringing in so many jobs, why are there so many people filing for unemployment? There was a Friday, they had 1 million people apply for unemployment last year around this time. Hey, the crazy thing is that they was boosting it. They was boosting those numbers. And then right after the election, here comes these massive revisions. 8 to 900,000 jobs. They just vanished. Oops, my bad. We miscalculated. We miscalculated. Like when you're that bad at your job, yeah, you deserve to be fired. That's like you're an NFL quarterback and you're throwing 3 or 4 interceptions a game, but you're upset when you get benched. Huh? No, we can't handle that. And the reality of it is, it's not a statistical error. That's what you call sabotage. It's not an error. That's just flat out sabotage. They were propping Biden and Kamala up last year until they couldn't anymore. And they're cooking it now to make the president look bad, to make things look worse than what it actually is. And the crazy thing is now we've got a Federal Reserve governor resigning over internal disputes about interest rates, giving Trump an open seat to appoint someone who won't play games with the data. So the real question is this: why should anyone trust these numbers anymore? Just before the election, we were told the economy was booming. Days later, everything changed. Are we really supposed to believe that that's just a coincidence? The problem isn't just the false narrative. It's the impact. Economic policies like interest rates are based on this faulty data. And had the real numbers been available in May or June, rates would have likely been cut, but they weren't. And instead, the Fed held steady based on a fantasy labor market. These aren't small revisions. They're colossal. June's job numbers was revised from 147 down to 14,000. This is crazy. That's not a tweak. That's incompetence. That's somebody not doing their job at a high level. Yet the media just shrugs it off like it's no big deal. Just normal statistical adjustments. Really? Really? Who can do their job that bad? Which one of you guys have a job that you can just be that wrong all the time? Who? I sound like an owl in this joint. I mean, come on, man. I want to know who has a job that they can constantly be wrong, and not just wrong, like just all the way wrong, all the time. If a CEO made business decisions based on the data that far off, heads would roll. Heads would roll. Y'all know it. But when Trump takes action, fires BLS commissioner responsible, he's accused of political interference. No, it's called accountability. Obviously, y'all know stuff rolls downhill. Stuff rolls downhill. Queen Chloe said, a weatherman. Yeah, you're right about that. They're probably the only people that can be wrong that much. But when you fail this badly, you don't get to hide behind your appointment letter. You don't. And critics love to say Trump just fires people who disagrees with them. Wrong. This isn't about disagreement. It's about performance. Producing data that's 80 to 90% off is a professional failure. Plain and simple. So when the media melts down over Trump firing someone, remember, they're not upset about bad data. They're upset that he's exposing it. They'd rather the public stay misled and than they would admit a system failure. And at the end of the day, accurate numbers shouldn't be a partisan issue. It's just basic competence. And the fact that this is even controversial shows just how broken the media, and the bureaucratic class really is, or really are. These people are ridiculous, man. These people are ridiculous. Who can fail 80 to 90% like that? And then have the nerve to be upset when they lose their job. That's like calling in for work 4 days this week, 4 days next week, 4 days the week after. Eventually your boss is going to say, hey, stay home. We don't need you. I mean, come on, man. It's so crazy, man. And it's so crazy what these people will defend. Goodness gracious. It is wild to me what these folks will try to defend. Oh, Quincy, you're absolutely right. I got to highlight that one. If your bank teller was off 90%, would you accept it? That's an absolute. If my bank teller's off 1%, I'm not accepting it. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? No. People, they should be ashamed of themselves, really. They really should be ashamed of themselves. But I want to move on. I want to turn to something that's going on out in California. All my California folks, y'all might have heard this. Maybe you hadn't heard about this, but my folks that aren't from California, I want to talk about this because I feel like it needs to be discussed. It needs to be discussed because there is some some very reckless things happening in the state of California. It's been like that for quite some time, but this particular situation here that I want to talk about that's out in California, man, that I just found out about over the weekend, and I'm not gonna lie to you, man, it's disturbing. It's upsetting. And, I think everyone should be aware of what's going on out there in California. I want to share this clip with you guys, and then we're going to keep it rolling.
California's AB 495 is being called the California legislators' trafficking bill.
It's a meat market bill. It is a trafficking bill. It is unbelievable. So much so, don't believe me. Go to realimpact.us. It allows an individual to obtain this new form that comes with the bill. They fill it out, and they can name a child. John goes to a school in California and says, I have this form, and I am asking for Susie Q to be received into my custody. I want to take her out of school. The bill does not require a background check for this man, requires no identification, no driver's license, no nothing. There's no requirement in the bill for the school to call you to ask you if it's okay if John takes your daughter out of school. If this bill passes, I am going to ask you to leave the state of California. You're going to need to pack up and you're going to have to get out. You got to get out. You got to run with your kids. You got to go.
Did y'all hear what he said? I got to let that play one more time. I just want to make sure that you guys have an understanding of what he just said, that they are proposing to pass. This is Bill 495 out in California. Listen to this, man. I got to replay it.
Market bill. It is a trafficking bill. It is unbelievable. So much so, don't believe me. Go to realimpact.us. It allows an individual to obtain this new form that comes with the bill. They fill it out, and they can name a child. John goes to a school in California and says, I have this form, and I am asking for Susie Q to be received into my custody. I want to take her out of school. The bill does not require a background check for this man, requires no identification, no driver's license, no nothing. There's no requirement in the bill for the school to call you to ask you if it's okay if John takes your daughter out of school. If this bill passes, I am going to ask you to leave the state of California. You're going to need to pack up and you're going to have to get out. You got to get out. You got to run with your kids. You got to go.
Shout out to Hunter with the $10 super chat. Says, I'm sorry, what? They are essentially saying, let us kidnap your kids. These people are evil. Yes, they are. There are some wicked people out there. There are some wicked people out there. Y'all make sure y'all show Eric some love, man. Y'all make sure y'all show him some love, man. First time on the live, but always catch the streams later. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate you supporting me, man. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, man. Y'all make sure y'all show Eric some love in the chat, man. Yo, this is crazy. Hey, California is becoming I can't even say becoming. California is a state I just don't think that you can live in. I mean, I get it. I know we got a lot of folks that support the channel that live out in California, but it's just not enough of y'all to fight back, to fight the wickedness, man. If this bill passes, that means that anybody can go to school and pick your child up, your grandchild up. No background check. They don't have to call you. Think about that. Think about that. They don't have to, they can just say, hey, I got a form. I'm here to pick up whoever. And the school, no questions asked. School gonna give your kid up. You gonna go pick your kid up and wonder why your kid didn't get off the school bus. And you're gonna call the school and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, we gave him we don't even know who we gave him to. Because they don't, like, what? Goodness gracious. So here's what's going on. So this is the bill is, somebody asked the question, so I got to give it to you. The bill is Assembly Bill 495. Assembly Bill 495. Ominously dubbed the Family Preparedness Plan Act of 2025. Looms large in California Senate. It's already made it to the Senate. It's passed the State House. It's in the Senate. That means that there were some crazy, wicked, evil individuals in the House of the state of California that already passed this bill through. This bill should have never even made it through the House. Are you kidding me? It's now at California Senate Appropriations Committee. How does a bill like this pass the House? How? The bill, it was touted by its author, a Democrat lawmaker. You know, it was a Democrat lawmaker who came up with this as a compassionate measure to protect children of immigrant families from the chaos of sudden parental detention or deportation. This bill has ignited a firestorm of controversy. And we're going to get into that here in a second. But first, let's hear what the bill's author has to say about it. This is an evil, wicked individual, man. Evil, wicked individual. California is a mess. Seriously. California is a mess, man.
Today to present AB 495, the Family Preparedness Plan Act, a comprehensive and compassionate measure designed to prevent unnecessary family separation in our state.
A female, a woman, well, they probably would tell you that they're just a person because most of those people on that side of things, they don't know what a woman is. But yes, a woman proposed this bill. The crazy thing is that for whatever reason, there's been a lot of women proposing some very wicked bills, not just in California, across the country. Women that are a part of the Democrat Party, they have proposed, if y'all recall, those of y'all that have been rocking with me for a little bit, probably about 2 or 3 months ago, I discussed a bill that was proposed here in Maryland. Fortunately, it got shot down, but it was a woman, a Democrat. She proposed a bill to be able to put vending machines for prophylactics and toys in schools as low as pre-K. A woman proposed this bill. They wanted to put condoms in elementary schools as low as pre-K. A woman proposed that bill. I don't know if you guys remember, we talked about this. I know we talk about a lot of things and it's a lot of things, but I remember that because it stuck out to me, and I do live in the state of Maryland. A woman proposed putting condom vending machines in schools as low, for grade level as low as pre-K. I don't know what is going on with liberal women, but they are some wicked people. Goodness gracious. But let me start this over. I'm gonna let it play. I'm sorry.
I rise today to present AB 495, the Family Preparedness Plan Act, a comprehensive and compassionate measure designed to prevent unnecessary family separation in our state. We know that due to current federal immigration enforcement actions, many families are living in fear. Parents are afraid that they may not be able to make it to pick up their children from school or childcare. Children worry that one day their family might simply be gone. No child should have to live with that uncertainty. It is critical that our communities have the information and tools to ensure our children are cared for by a trusted adult until they can be reunited with their families. AB 495 is about ensuring caregiving continuity so that children do not experience traumatic separation nor enter our overcrowded foster system. Because we know that possible separation weighs heavily on many families in California, it is critical that our families have the tools and plan for and arrange for support and stable caregiving in the event they are separated. AB 495 is a legislative women's caucus priority, a progressive caucus priority, and is supported by immigrant and children's rights advocates. I respectfully request an aye vote.
Unreal. Unreal. Shout out to Queen Chloe with the $10 super chat, says this is sick. It's a thick veil to protect and justify PDF files. Yeah. Yeah. Think about it. Here it is. We've been saying this for a while. They've brought these illegal immigrants in to basically become their new major voter bloc, replacing black people in America. We know this already. And for a long time, it had been on the backs of black Americans that they've pushed some pretty evil, vile, wicked agendas, right? Now they're using the illegal immigrant population to push some very evil, wicked, vile, policies on the people. Again, this bill would allow an individual to come to the school with a piece of paper. They don't have to ask for ID, no background checks, nothing. No requirement to call the parents to let it be known, like, hey, somebody's here that's not you to pick up your child. Think about that, man. Think about that. So, for instance, your kid, that's why, hey, it's extremely important that you have an understanding of what your kid is doing online. Your kid's playing one of these games, Roblox, I don't know, one of these little online games. There's a ton of predators on these games. They meet and start talking to some predator online. They tell the predator what school they go to. They tell them their name. This individual can come to the school and say, hey, I'm here to pick up, little Stevie. They got his name, Lil Stevie. No background check. All they got to have is a form filled out. They're not required to call the parents. And this predator can take your child. No questions asked. This is insane, man. This is insanity. Are you kidding me? Shout out to my guy Jeff over at It's Not Your Fault with the $11 super chat. Says Satan has dominion over the earth. Need proof. Just open your eyes. Man, what? Thank you for the super chat, bro. Shout out to Hunter with the $5 super chat. Says it makes me sick to my stomach how sickening these people think and do. God help us all. Absolutely. Hey, we've been saying this on this channel for quite some time. We are in a spiritual war. We're here. It's not coming. It's not on the way. We are here. We are wrestling not against flesh and blood, but we are wrestling against some rulers of darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in heavenly places, man. It's playing out for everybody to see. That's why I keep telling y'all, man, y'all got to make sure that y'all put on the full armor of God, the full armor. Make sure you keep your kids lifted up in prayer, your grandkids. I've been telling y'all for a long time, the fight isn't about us. The fight's not about us. What kind of nation are you leaving for your children, your grandchildren, your nieces, your nephews? What kind of nation are you leaving for them? This isn't about us right now. These people are coming after the children. They're coming after your children, your grandchildren, your nieces, your nephews. People need to wake the heck up, man. People need to understand what is happening. Shout out to Jeff with the $11 super chat. Says a great must-watch movie, Sound of Freedom. It shows the elaborate process of the trafficking. Oh, Jeff, I will say this. That movie, it is a good movie, and I do suggest you, hey, it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch. My wife and I, we sat down, we watched. It took me 2 days to get through it because I had to cut it off. I was like, I can't take this. If you got children, if you got grandchildren, it's hard to watch. And I'm with you, LJ. You can only watch it once. It's not one of those that you're going to want to go back and revisit. And I'm telling, it took me 2 days. Wifey, we stopped it the first day while we were watching it. She wouldn't watch it again. She's like, I'm done. I can't watch this. She's one of those kind of people that have vivid dreams and stuff like that. You know, she watched something, next thing you know, she dreaming it, she in it. So she's like, babe, I can't watch this. I can't, I'm not going, you have to finish that one on your own. It is a tough movie to watch. It really is. Oh my goodness, man. If you got any daggone soul or compassion for people, especially children, that's a hard movie to watch. It really is. Took me 2 days, man. It took me 2 days to get through it, and even then, I was just like, "Oh my gosh, man!" And the fact that this is these are true stories. This is, oh my goodness, disturbing, very disturbing, very disturbing. Whew. If you haven't checked it out, I do suggest that you at least try to get through it. Maybe you got to break it down in chunks. Maybe you can watch, maybe you can watch it in 10 or 15-minute chunks or something along those lines. But yes, it's definitely gonna pull on the. Hey, some of you guys, man, it's gonna bring some tears for sure. Now I'm a tough guy. I ain't shed no tears watching no movie. Now I just let y'all know I ain't shed no tears watching no movie, but it was hard to watch. Oh my goodness, very disturbing. Very disturbing. I do not suggest that you watch that movie at night either. That's one of those things that maybe on a Saturday over the weekend or something along those lines when it's raining outside, you don't have anything to do. You don't have anything to do. Watch it during the middle of the day. I don't suggest watching it. I don't suggest watching it at night. I don't. But I do. If you have not had a chance to check it out, watch it. It's a very, very disturbing movie. Very. Very. And the fact that you had people, because I remember when it came out, and I remember they were trying to block it, they were trying to ban it, and for the life of me, I was like, what is going on? Like, what's up with this movie? Like, why are they trying to block it? And then I go to watch it, and I'm like, And these people were fighting to block this movie. They didn't want this information out. It's some weird, man. It's some evil people out here, man. There are some very wicked, evil people out here. And that's why I got to keep saying it, man. I got to keep telling you guys, man, hey, we are in a full-fledged spiritual war right now. The battle is raging right now. Right now. I'm at a point now where my faith in the public school system is shot. Fortunately, my kids are grown. They're both out of high school at this point. But no, if I had my young kids, if I had young babies or something along those lines, they would not be going to public school. No way. No way. Steve Edminster said, come on, Wise. Real men can cry and do cry. I agree with that. I'm just, I'm not one to be shedding tears, on no movie. I'm just not, But Natural Beauty, I'm with you. Homeschool your kids, and if you can't homeschool, hey, bite the bullet and find a sound school that teaches people how to follow the way of Christ. Teaches our young people how to follow the way of Christ. Find a sound school. They are out there. You got to do your research, and you're gonna have to bite the bullet. That means that you're probably not gonna be going on vacation. like that because you got to pay for this school. That means that you're probably not going to buy and drive the fanciest of cars because you got to pay for this school. But it's how much are your children worth? How much are your children worth to you? How much are your grandchildren worth to you? Seriously. Cool Ramon says he cries when the bills come in. Hey, I say this all the time. I just tell my people all the time, man. Hey, peace of mind is priceless. Peace of mind is priceless, man. So, hey, homeschool your kids. That's option number one. And honestly, I think that's the direction that more and more people need to go. You know, we get some. There's some good teachers out there. There's some good teachers that are out there that believe in the Word of God, that are followers in Christ. There is a new business out there right now. You got a lot of people that are choosing to pull their kids out of the public school system. If you are a teacher and you want to get out of the public school system, there is a business for you. Dagny Taggart, I watched that Sean Ryan podcast when he had the guy. I think they're ethical hackers, if I'm not mistaken. He jumped on. That's where I learned, about the Roblox thing, because he jumped on Roblox and a predator jumped on him quickly. That's why I say I sent it to my sister because my little nephew plays Roblox, and I sent it to her. I was like, "Hey, you better." I'm not. This isn't a suggestion. This is a demand. You better make sure you're monitoring what's going on online. You better make sure that you're monitoring what's going on online. But in reference to the homeschool thing, like if you are a teacher and you want to remove yourself from that, there is a business out there for you. These homeschool cohorts, they need good teachers because sometimes the parents, they just don't have the ability to do it. So being a part of that, man, creating some homeschool cohorts out there and teach. There is a business out there. The service, hey, when you start talking about business, you find a need, fulfill said need. There is a need out there right now. There is a need. Homeschooling numbers are rising. Homeschool numbers are rising. And RJ, you're absolutely right. It's been going on for a long time. But they put the pedal to the metal over the past probably 5 or 6 years. But it has been going on for a long time. They put the pedal to the metal over the past about 4 to 5 years or so, though. Seriously. The crazy thing is, out in California, you got supporters of this bill, AB 45, claim that it's a compassionate measure designed to ensure shared continuity for children, particularly in situations where a parent is detained by federal immigration authorities. However, critics, including legal experts, parental rights advocates, and faith-based organizations, they argue that AB 495 isn't the safeguard that it claims to be. Instead, they see it as a dangerous redefinition of guardianship that strips away parental rights and creates a legal loophole ripe for exploitation by traffickers and predators. And on the surface, the bill appears to address a legitimate concern, ensuring children aren't left in limbo if their parents are detained. Proponents argue that existing tools like the caregiver's authorization affidavit lack clarity and enforceability, and AB 495 seeks to expand these affidavits to include non-relative extended family members, a category so broadly defined it encompasses anyone with an established familial or mentoring relationship with the child or relative. Supporters claim that this will ensure children can access essential services like education and medical care without disruption, but dig deeper and the bill's implications become far more alarming. AB 495 is a Trojan horse dressed in the language of compassion, but packed with provisions that undermine parental rights and compromise child safety. Here's what the bill really does. The bill redefines who can be a caregiver. The bill expands the definition of caregiver to include virtually anyone, a teacher, a neighbor, a family friend, anyone who claims to have a mentoring relationship with the child or relative. There's no requirement for verification, no background checks, there's no oversight, nothing. There's no court, no parental consent under this bill. Under AB 495, a non-relative extended family member can assume authority over a child simply by filling out a one-page caregiver's authorization affidavit. No court hearing, no notarization, no parental consent. This affidavit grants the power to enroll the child in school, authorize medical, dental, and mental health treatments, including controversial procedures like sex trait modifications without parents' knowledge or approval. I mean, come on, man. This is ridiculous. And the fact that this thing made it through the House, are you out of your minds? And then y'all got to hear this. It gets even worse because it also gives the schools a liability shield. It also gives the medical providers a liability shield. So basically what they're telling you is that, hey, we're going to let all this happen. Schools, the hospitals, whoever, hey, if something happens to your kid, the bill is also going to absolve schools and healthcare providers of any wrongdoing or responsibility if they act on these affidavits. Even if the adult presenting it has no legitimate connection to the child, this means that a stranger can walk into a school, present an affidavit, and walk out with a child or authorize invasive procedures with zero repercussions for the institution involved. I mean, think about this, man. These people basically are saying that, hey, anybody can take your child. Anybody. All they got to do is get this form that they'll be able to print off. You don't have to have it notarized. Again, no background check. And they don't have to call the parents. And oh, by the way, if something bad does happen to your kid, it's not us. We're not liable. Hey, it wasn't us. We didn't do it. We take no accountability. Do y'all understand how diabolical this is? Do y'all understand how crazy this is? This bill bypasses all safeguards, man. Unlike traditional guardianship processes, AB 495 eliminates critical safeguards like background checks, home visits, and court oversight. I mean, this lack of accountability is a recipe for abuse. Critics basically have dubbed it the child trafficker's dream. A system where predators can operate in plain sight with legal cover? Supporters argue that AB 495 is a narrow fix for immigrant families facing detention crisis. But the bill's language is far broader. It applies to any child for any reason, regardless of immigration status. Consider these scenarios here. A stranger claims to have a mentoring relationship with a child, presents an affidavit that they downloaded and printed off offline or online, and gains legal authority over the child. Schools and hospitals, they're shielded from liability. They're not required to verify the claim, and there's no incentive to push back at all. And the child could be removed from their current school, enrolled elsewhere, or subjected to medical procedures, all without the parent's knowledge. Caregivers can authorize mental health treatments, including life-altering interventions like sex trait modifications, with no parental consent and no judicial oversight. This is not compassion. This is state-sanctioned power grab. For the life of me, I don't understand who came up with this idea and said, and the people in the House, did they read the bill? I gotta know that. My folks out in California, y'all gotta go down there and say, nah, this cannot pass. AB 495 isn't just a policy proposal, it's a direct assault on parental rights dressed up in a feel-good language. And at its core, AB 495 opens the door for the state to decide who raises your child while removing every safeguard that protects against abuse. And if passed, it would set a dangerous precedent, not just for California, but for the entire nation. This is wicked. This is insanity. I cannot believe that this bill passed the daggone House. I can't believe it. Shout out to Queen Chloe with the $10 super chat. Says, hear the truth. Human trafficking happens in America on a daily basis. Lost my daughter to trafficking, and she was attending a Christian university. Goodness gracious. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. And you're absolutely right.
Democrats are coming for your kids with 3 dangerous new policies. First, Assembly Bill 495 lets anyone claim guardianship over your child, which is a dream come true for traffickers and kidnappers. Second, Assembly Bill 84 defunds charter schools by over $1 billion to force kids into state-run schools. Finally, the Democrat superintendent of schools has released a memo saying that California will not prevent biological boys from competing in girls' sports, contrary to federal rules. The Trump administration is suing the state of California over its unfair sports policies. We're hoping to restore fairness very soon. Stay tuned for updates on these issues and all things California.
This isn't just one bad bill. It's 3. It's 3. And if it wasn't enough, there's another bill aimed at defunding charter schools to force kids into state-run schools. And on top of that, a new memo confirms California will continue to allow boys to compete in girls' sports, openly defying the president and the federal guidelines. I mean, honestly, man, if I lived in California, this would be enough. Actually, some of the other things that have happened would have been more than enough to make me just say, hey, man, it's time to go. It is time to go. I don't even think people should consider. I think people should just say, whatever we got to do, we got to get out of this state. When you look at AB 495, when you look at this bill, if it passes, and based on California's track record, it probably will pass. California already has systems to help children in crisis. Temporary guardianship through courts, for example, those come with safeguards, though. Background checks, home visits, court oversight. AB 495 strips all of that away, and it paints compassion as an excuse to trample on parental rights and jeopardize child safety. But real compassion doesn't require sacrificing families' rights. It demands balance, protecting vulnerable kids while ensuring accountability. Now, again, I don't live in California, but stories like this, man, it makes my blood boil, man. Because in the end, it's not politicians or the activists who pay the price. It's the children. It's the parents who would lose their minds if they were to go up to that school and realize that they gave their kid to someone else. I mean, I don't know about y'all, man, but I'm willing to put my life on the line for my children, for my family. Man, there is no telling what would happen to those folks if I walked up in that school and they told me, oh, yeah, by the way, we gave your kid to some stranger. Are you kidding me? We have to do everything that we can to protect the kids, man. They're the ones caught in the crossfire of these reckless policies. So if you're as outraged as I am, I don't know for some of you guys, if you live out in California, if this is the first time that you've heard about this, you got to do something, man. You got to do something. Seriously. I'm asking, if you are a conservative in California, if you're an independent in California, honestly, if you're a Democrat in California, you got to stand up, man. You have to fight. You got to call your state senator. You got to tell them, you got to demand that they vote no on AB 495. This isn't just another policy debate. This bill threatens the very foundation of family life in California. I mean, it's time to stand up for real solutions that protect kids, that preserve parental rights, and demand accountability from the lawmakers. This is outrageous. The lady that put this bill up should be ashamed of herself, man. This is, I don't know if it gets much more wicked than this. Seriously. I mean, I guess it could, but this is outrageous. They have to stand up. They got to stand up. But that's all I have for you guys today, man. I appreciate you all pulling up, man. Appreciate you all pulling up this morning, man. Thank you guys very much, for supporting the channel. If you haven't hit that like button already, please hit that like button for me. If you'd like to support the channel, financially, obviously, join the ARP family, buy your brother a coffee. That link's in the description box below. The merch is down there. It's there. Go get you an ARP shirt. Go get you a, Pray Don't Worry t-shirt. Go get you one of them. Post Woke America. No worries, TA. Hope all is well with you up there in Massachusetts. Shout out to the Blues, man. Shout out to UB. Shout out to Michelle. I believe I've seen Zephyr K9 in here as well. Shout out to you all. Thank you guys for keeping things peaceful in the chat. If you could, my Blues, shoot me an email. I need to get some information from you guys so I can take care of you all. Shoot me a message. And we're going to give away a t-shirt on Friday. We're going to give one away. So I'll need to get some information from you guys. We'll figure it out. I got to figure out how I'm gonna go about and doing it and be fair. And the only way you're gonna be able to get the shirt is if you are actually in the live stream. If you're watching, you got to be watching the stream and you got to be on the chat. That's the only way. That's the only way that's gonna happen. So it's got to be live. It's not the replay. Anything along those lines. You got to be up in here live. Maybe we'll probably do some form of trivia question or something along those lines. We'll figure out a way so it can be fair for everybody to get an actual opportunity, and then we'll get you guys taken care of, man. So appreciate you guys supporting me, man. Appreciate you guys pulling up and hanging out with me for a little bit this morning. Hope you guys had a great weekend. It is Monday. It is the first week. First Monday of August. I mean, I'm telling you, this year it's flying by, man. I can't believe we're in August. The kids are starting school. My nephew started middle school today, so shout out to him. He started middle school today. He wasn't happy about it. He's going to the 6th grade, so he wasn't real happy about it. But hopefully he enjoys his day today. I'm gonna reach out to him a little later today, see how things went, on his first day at school, first day in middle school, more or less. But shout out to all the kids going back to school, man. Hey, the children are the future, man. I know it's cliche, but they really are. A lot of us, man, we're older. You see this gray in the beard, Hey, Timothy Rickner, you're absolutely right. NFL is close, but y'all see the gray in the beard. I mean, a lot of us, man, we're on the older side of things. I know Malachi, he pulls up and checks us out, man. He's in his 20s, but we got to do everything that we can to make sure that we're leaving a great nation for our children and for our grandchildren. Seriously. Again, we are in full-fledged spiritual warfare right now. Full-fledged spiritual warfare right now. And the sad part about it is there's still a lot of people out there still lost. There's still a lot of people out there that don't even understand that it's happening. Shout out to Amethyst Angel with the $10 super chat. Says the government wants to be the village. I homeschooled in the early 90s. I hand selected and vetted my village. It was very small. I'm in Philly. Back then, you didn't have to register. You didn't have to register till. Thank you, Amethyst Angel. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Oh, until they were 8 years old. Got you. Okay, I knew there was something missing. But thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. It's wild, man. It's wild what's going on out here. It really is, man. But I appreciate you guys pulling up, man. Appreciate you guys pulling up and supporting the channel, man. As always, enjoy the rest of the day. Let's make this week a great week. Keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. You guys take care, man. Peace.
We won't stop. I won't quit. Stand for the truth. No counter. Let the fake ones split. Repent for the lies. Let the dark